What's up, guys? Now, this backdrop does look pretty familiar, and that's because we're doing the Angry Birds Plush Collection 2025 edition. Now, I know it's been over a year since I made the last one. I kind of released this one a little late, but I'm still making it. I haven't forgot about it, and let's just get started. I'm going to be going in character order, starting with Red Birds. Starting off, first up, we got a Gen 1 Classic Red. We also have a Gen 2 Classic 5-inch red. Next up is a Good Stuff 6.5-inch red. We also have a Classic 8-inch red. We also have a Mighty Mojo 8-inch red. We also have a TCC 8-inch red. And then we have the Changi 8-inch red. Next up is the Classic Gen 1 4-inch red. Then we got the Tactic Red. Next up we have two Pencil Topper Classic Reds. And we also have the McDonald's Red Plush from China. Moving on, next up is Female Red. Then we got a Good Stuff Female Red. We also have 8-inch Female Red. Backpack Clip Female Red. Then we have the Let's Be Lovebirds pack with a 4-inch female red, a 4-inch bow tie red with tag in the box. Next up we have Halloween Red or Devil Red. And we also have Easter Bunny Red. Next up we have Angry Birds Space Red, as well as an 8-inch Space Red, as well as the Changi Space Red, and then we also have two miniature Space Reds, pencil topper ones or whatever. And I also forgot to show this other 5-inch red that I had. Forgot to show you that one, so that one goes there. And then next up we have Luke Skywalker Red, as well as the Pilot Luke Skywalker Red. To finish up, we have Sports Red or Baseball Red. Then we got Movie Red. And then we got two big movie reds. These are the talking ones. There's one right there. And then the other one that I have has his tags. So there you go. That is all of my Redbird plush. Now we're moving on to blue. So starting off with Bluebird, we have just the classic 5-inch scale Bluebird, as well as the matte fur version of 5-inch blue. And then we also have a updated designed 5-inch blue. We then have a classic 8-inch blue, as well as the Mighty Mojo updated design 8-inch blue. Then we got the Changi 8-inch blue here. And then we got a 4-inch blue and a updated design backpack clip Bluebird, updated version obviously. And then we got a little pencil topper blue. Next up we have an Easter blue, as well as a little ornament Christmas blue. Then next up we have Space Blue and a Changi 8-inch Space Blue, as well as two little Space Blue pencil toppers. And that is all of my Bluebirds. Very small compared to the Reds, but we're going to move on to Chuck. Starting off with Chuck, we have a 5-inch Classic Chuck. We have another 5-inch Classic Chuck. We also have a updated design Classic Chuck, as well as a 6.5-inch Good Stuff Chuck. Then we also have this bootleg Chuck, which is the only bootleg Angry Bird plush that I got. We also have a 8-inch Mighty Mojo updated design Chuck. We have two different 4-inch Chucks. This one is a Gen 1 release, and then this next one is a Gen 2 release. We also have a Tactic Chuck, as well as a backpack clip chuck. And then we also have a little pencil topper chuck. And to round off all the classic chucks, we have the McDonald's one, of course. We'll do the space chucks next to save room. We have a 8-inch laser chuck from Commonwealth. We also have not one, fit them there we go, there we go, but 2 Changi space chucks. Don't ask why I have 2, I just have 2. And we also have a Commonwealth 5-inch laser chuck, as well as a pencil topper one, and then we have 2 little beanbag laser chucks as well. Next up, we have the Wizard Chuck, which is pretty cool. One of my favorite Angry Birds Seasons ones, as well as a Christmas Chuck. Very interesting. I've gotten quite a few Angry Birds Seasons plushes since... Oh, shit. Okay, like I was saying, I've gotten quite a few Angry Birds Seasons plushes since the last collection. So, yeah. Moving on, we do have Han Solo Chuck. And then we have a bunch of baseball ones. We just have 3, baseball chucks here, as well as a movie chuck. And then finally, to round off all the chucks, we have a big movie chuck. And yes, they still all work, but I showed that in the last collection. If you want to watch that, yeah. Moving on to bomb. Starting out, we have a 5-inch bomb. Oh yeah, and we also have another 5-inch bomb, another 5-inch bomb, and a slightly bigger 5-inch bomb? I don't know, he's slightly bigger than the other 3, but whatever. Alright, this next one I want to get out of the way. It's one of my biggest Angry Birds plushes. We have a 12-inch bomb here. And I know it's not that big, but whatever, I don't really care about getting the big Angry Birds plushes. We also have a Mighty Mojo 8-inch bomb there. Here is a 4-inch bomb right there. Then we got a backpack clip bomb, and then we have the McDonald's China bomb, and then we also have 2 little pencil topper bombs here. Next up, we have 8-inch space bomb, as well as 8-inch Changi space bomb. And then we got a regular space bomb, 5-inch, as well as 2 of the pencil topper space bombs. And then to round out the space bombs, we got a beanbag one. For Angry Birds Seasons, we have the Frankenstein bomb, and we also have the Winter bomb, which is pretty cool. Next up, we have 2 different sports bomb birds. And to round out the bomb plushes, we have a big movie talking bomb and then a small movie bomb. And then we're going to move on to Matilda. Now, I actually haven't gotten any new Matilda plushes since the last collection, so I'm going to rush through these. We have 5-inch Matilda, and then we have 2 8-inch Matildas. Then next up we have backpack clip Matilda, and McDonald's Matilda, and a pencil topper Matilda. And then for Seasons, we have Christmas Matilda and Valentine's Day Matilda. And finally, we have the C-3PO Matilda from Angry Birds Star Wars. Now we're going to move on to Hal. Okay, so I only have gotten 1 new Hal plush since the last collection. But first up, we have the Chrome 8-inch Hal. We'll put him here. We have my original open beak Hal, which was not the best condition. So I decided to buy a better looking open beak Hal. Now this one looks way better. But yeah, that's awesome. And then finally we have the McDonald's Hal, which is really cool. Moving on to Terence. I have also only gotten 1 new Terence plush since the last collection. So first up, we got my one and only classic Terence. It's the only classic Terence I have. Then we have a 8-inch Space Terence and a 8-inch Changi Space Terence, which is very awesome. And then we got a 5-inch Space Terence And finally, we got a little pencil topper Space Terrence. So almost all my Terrence plushes are Space Terrence. Moving on to bubbles. My bubbles collection has also not grown. We also only have a 5-inch bubbles, 8-inch inflated bubbles, and finally 8-inch TCC bubbles. Now we will move on to Stella. I am severely running out of space, but let's get started. We have a 5-inch Stella here. We'll put the Stellas over here. We also have another 5-inch Stella right here. And we have a TCC, or not TCC, Mighty Mojo 8-inch Stella. And we have a Princess Leia Stella. And then we have backpack clip Stella, probably my rarest backpack clip. And then we got 2 of these shitty McDonald's Burger King Stellas, yeah. And yeah, let's move on to the miscellaneous birds. Alright, first with the miscellaneous birds, we have an 8-inch Changi Ice Bird. Start with the ice birds. We have a 5-inch Ice Bird here. Then we also have a pencil topper Ice Bird and a beanbag Ice Bird. Next one I want to get out of the way real quick because it's the Mighty Eagle, the Mighty Mojo version. I think I'm actually going to be able to put them right here. Nice, okay. Moving on, before we move on to the Angry Birds Rio birds, I actually want to do these customs real quick. Here is a purple bird custom. It looks like shit, I know. Maybe I'll remake it in the future. But that was one of my first plush customs, so yeah. Here is a Fun Video TV bird custom as well. Those will go there. Now we move on to Angry Birds Rio, where we start off with a 5-inch blue. I'll put them there, I guess. Then we have 5-inch Jewel. And then we got a 8-inch Jewel. I swear I had 2 of these 8-inch Jewels, but let me check real quick. Alright, I don't have a second one. I guess it was just a Mandela effect, but we got a backpack clip one, though. And then we got a 5-inch Nico. We're going to have to start stacking plushes on top of each other, unfortunately. As well as an 8-inch Nico. Oh, shit. There we go. I finally got a 5-inch Nico after all these years, man. But we got an 8-inch Pedro and a 5-inch Pedro. And then we have purple caged bird and a pink caged bird, which this is my newest Angry Birds plush. So yeah. And that actually wraps up the bird plushes. We finally get to move on to the bad guys. Starting off, we have the basic, oh shit, grabbed the wrong one, there it is, 5-inch Minion Pig here. And we also have a ugly looking Hearts Minion Pig. And then we have Mighty Mojo 8-inch Minion Pig. And then we got a little backpack clip Minion Pig here. And then we got a pencil topper one. Then we got Easter Minion Pig here, new one. Another new one is a Cupid Pig, 8-inch one. And then we got Frozen Pig, custom. And then we have a little pencil topper Frozen Pig. Okay, so next up is Helmet Pig here. And then we have 8-inch TCC Helmet Pig here. Next up we have 5-inch Mustache Pig. And then we have a 8-inch Mighty Mojo Mustache Pig. Alright, next up we have a 5-inch King Pig. And we have a 8-inch TCC King Pig. Then we have one of the rare plushes in my collection. We have a 4-inch King Pig. Only appeared in the set 1 4-pack box set. And then we got the McDonald's King Pig here. Put him there. And then finally we have a pencil topper Frozen Minion Pig. Now, before we move on to the 2 holy grail items in my collection, I'm going to go over these last pigs. First up, we have a custom chef pig here, as well as talking movie Ross. And then we have one Darth Vader pig. And here's the second one, as well as a Stormtrooper pig backpack clip. Don't have a regular one yet. But next up we have a 5-inch marmoset, which is not a pig, but you know, still Angry Birds. And then we have two 8-inch marmosets. And now it's the moment you've been waiting for, the last two, well technically 5 plushes in the collection. We have my 2 Holy Grail Angry Birds plush items. We have the set 2 4-pack box set with Red, Bomb, Matilda, and a Minion pig. Now yes, it is not sealed anymore sadly, because that's how it came. But yeah, still really cool to have the box. And then we have the Changy Fat Pig plush, which I've already shown in a previous video. And this guy is my favorite plush, and it's probably the rarest plush that I own in my collection, but yeah. And that is the entirety of my Angry Birds plush collection here. Now, just look at it here. And thank you guys for sticking around. We're almost at 900 subscribers at the time of recording this. I really appreciate you guys. Let's hope we can get to 1,000. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.